of such kind. Okay, so I hope most of you understood it. Now I will be giving you, yeah, I will give you the assumptions what we need to consider. Assumptions are nothing but the kind of constraints. So array index starts from 0. We know it. N is greater than 1. So he's saying that uh, at least two elements would be there. I mean, two or more. Yeah. Next. So the input, sample input would be 2, 2, 3, 7, and 5. So the sample output is 105, 70, 30, and 42. Oh, even I got the lot answer. 6, 3, 2. Yeah. Yes. So there won't be any standard approach. There can be a number of approaches to a particular problem. So this is the question statement. No, we haven't done this in our first class. So if there is a zero in the product, this thing, then every number would be zero. So definitely he might or might not give that condition. So however you get an answer as zero. So I see different approaches. So I'll give you 5 more minutes for those who are trying this question. And I would see the different approach. So I have seen one approach. Yes, I will explain. I will explain the question. Don't worry. So the explanation is, okay, so this number is at, consider it to be at 0 index, this at 1, 2 and 3, I mean the outputs. So what he's saying is, if there is a of 0, then a of 0 is equal to a of 1 into, I'm just for this particular input and output only, a of 3. Okay, a of 1, a of 0 into a of 2 into a of 3. A of 2 equals a of 0 into a of 1 into a of 3. A of 3 equals 0. A of 2. So now most of you should understand it. So he's asking implement the function to modify the given array such that value at each index, okay, value at each index is replaced with value at each index is replaced with product of all integers, product of all integers of the array except for the integer on that array, on that index, on that index. Getting my point? If the index is 0, if the index is 0, he's saying that if the index is I or 0, so you should ignore the number at that particular index and multiply all other numbers. Okay, multiply all other numbers and put that number at that particular index. No, there is no time complexity or as such. Got my point? So observe here, for a of 0, at the 0th index, we should ignore the element at the 0th index and we need to multiply the other numbers, that is 35. 7 5 is 35. 35 into 3 is 105. That is a of 1, a of 1 into a of 2 into a of 3. Okay, so 105 is the answer here. So we are replacing 2 with 105. Okay, now next go to 3. Okay, so you shouldn't multiply these 3. So a of 1 equals, you need to multiply a of 0, a of 2, a of 3, that is 7 5 is 35, 35 into 2 70. So this 3 is replaced by 70. Similarly, a of 2. So what will it will be? A of 0, a of 1 and a of 3. So 30 will be answer. 3 to the 6, 6 5 is 30. Similarly, the third one, the last place, that is 2 into 3, that is 0, a of 0 into a of 1 into a of t. 3, a of 2. So 7 3 is 21, 21 into 2, 42. So this is the output you need to return as a list or an array. Got it? Understood the question? Yes. So now try to crack the logic or crack the pseudo code. So I want everyone to try this. I mean, have a hands-on coding practice. So it is not the correct way to just listen to the coding class and there is no hands-on. It doesn't work. So the more work you put, the more you get. Okay, so that is the reason I am not explaining it. I know, as a normal class, I'm not just, so this is the question, so this is the answer, so this is the code for it. Okay, so just look at it. No, I won't do that. I want every one of you to try. So if you try, in that case only, you will get better in coding. So that is the reason I give more time for the students to crack the logic, understand the question, crack the logic, and have some time for them to code that question. And then later on, I will discuss. So I see a lot of different approaches for this problem. So try to put it in an online compiler and try for different inputs and check whether it is working fine or not.
If condition need to zero condition
So I will give you 3 more minutes for those who are trying to implement the logic, and then later on I will discuss. Okay, so let us discuss it. So I'm considering a function with an array and then and the size. So I mean there is no size, there's the array. Okay, I'm passing the array. So let us read the elements. So I would start. So, dot split. Okay, and then function. I'm passing the array to the function. So now in the question, it says that we need to find out the product of all the elements such that we need to replace the value at the index. Okay, we need to replace the value of the index with the product of all the numbers except the number at that particular index. Okay, at that particular index. So what I would do is I will write the code and then explain. So for I would take product variable for I and sorry I. So you know this, right? This is the assignment operators. It is nothing but product into equal to I is nothing but product into I. Same. So I'm just finding out the product of each and every element. And what I would do is, so initially I'm finding out the product of all the numbers. Okay, product of all the numbers. So next, what I will be doing is, so I would say this would be my logic. So why I have done this? Okay, why I have done this? So look here. If you observe the input and the output, so what is the product of all the numbers here? It is 210. 42 into 5 is 210, right? So the product would be 210. So I'm finding out the product, the complete product, that is 210. And then what I am doing is I am dividing the product with the element at each index. Okay, because if you are multiplying all the numbers, so if you want to remove a particular number, or that you do not want to multiply a particular number, so in that case what you would do, you would divide the complete solution with that particular number. So in that case you get, see for example, so the complete product is 210, right? 210 divided by 2. What is 210 divided by 2 is 105, right? So what is the product of these three numbers is 7, 3, 21. 21 into 5 is 105, right? So coming to next number. Next number is 210 divided by 3. What it is? 70. Next 210 divided by 7. What it is? 30. Next 210 divided by 5. What is the answer? 42. Getting my point? So if you do not want, to include a particular number, then you need to divide it. Basically, when it is in multiplication, you need to divide that particular number. Yeah, if 0 is there in the answer, then the answer will get all zeros with that code. Yes, you will get it. You will get the zeros. So yeah, this is one of the approach. Okay, just find out the complete product of the numbers, and then for each element replace it with product divided by that particular number, so you get the answer. Okay, you get the answer. So another approach would be, you can consider 0 of n square complexity, having two for loops. Okay, and then checking the condition. If I equal to j, I mean if the same index is there, ignore it and multiply the remaining numbers. Even you can do that. Okay, even you can do that also. I think some of the people have done that using two for loops. So everyone, please mute yourself. Someone is talking. No, 0 by anything is 0, right? But most, see, for that particular test cases which raises a concern with exceptions and errors, so they won't be giving that particular test case as a hidden test case. So don't worry about it. Okay, don't worry about it. Just write the logic accordingly. It will work for all the numbers. That's it. So, I mean, what is the case about the zero? I'm not getting it. That index will consist of value after execution, sir. Okay. Oh, so okay, you're talking about in that case, this particular logic doesn't work. So that is the case. I mean, they won't be considering those kind of test cases. I mean, with which raises a concern regarding it. So in that case, even that might be a valid point. If there is a zero, then in that case, this particular logic doesn't work. So in that case, you can use the for loops. Okay, for loops, and then instead of dividing it in this way, you can do, I mean, compare, check whether if the pointer is at that particular index, ignore that element, and uh, multiply the remaining numbers. That can be done. Yes, it's your wish. Array of I gives the index or value, sir. Array of I gives you the value. Okay, array of I will give you the value. I will give you the index. Okay, don't get confused. Yes, that might work. So if there's a test case with that particular zero as such, then it might be a problem. Yeah, even we need to think in that way too. Even we need to consider that case too. But in the assumptions, he should have given the array elements, the range of array elements. So in that case, we could do, if there is no zero in the assumption of integer elements, then we could do this logic. So as he is not mentioning it, so in that case, it is better to choose the other problem, I mean other logic. Fine, fair enough. So yeah. We are actually, for I in array is nothing but it is actually considering not the index but the value itself. For I in array, so I will consist of the values of the array. Okay, I will consist values of the array. So in this case, for I in range of length of array, the I will consist of indexes. I will consist of indexes. So even this can be written in this way. See, I will tell you. For I in range of length of array. So these are the indexes. So what I should do here, I need to put array of I to access the value. Okay, I need to put array of I to access the value. So you can use any either of this, for I in range or for I in num, your wish. Not length, but the range function. If you take the range function and length of the array, then the I value will iterate up to the size. Yes, otherwise it becomes value if you take array. Yes. Yes. So So the next question I have an interesting. No, I mean in this case he hasn't given any assumptions or node, right? So in that case, there is no need to check the condition whether array is empty or not because you don't know. See, if the array is empty, you can return anything. I mean, you can return -1, you can return 0, you can return none. So what you will return? You don't know, right? Exactly what to be written. So if there is a such case, then he will, specify there in the note or the other parts. He will specify. What happened to this? Oh, sorry. I'm trying to give the hint in the notepad. See, you're getting the answer. 105, 70, 30, and 42. Yeah, yeah. It was my mistake. I mean, I haven't put the extra closing brace here. Okay, so I think then we can go on to the next question, which I would consider this question as might be a medium question. I would say this as a medium question. It would be similar, right, in Java or the other languages. Just you will declare int product equal to 1. Okay, for int I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus. So product equal to product into array of I. Then for int I equal to 0, I less than the length of the array dot length I plus plus. Array of I equals product divided by array of I. So here you will be doing the integer typecasting or such thing. So yeah, definitely you'll be getting obviously the integer this only integer values. Then you are returning the array. It is the same. I mean, if you know Java or other languages, try to implement the same code. I mean, using this Python code and do it. Okay, so let us jump on to the next question. So, okay, the description is very long. Okay, so you're given a function. The function accepts an integer array. Integer array of length and Complete the questionnaire while navigating yourself. Okay. If x1, x2, x3, and so on, xk are a onwards. Randomly selected from the array. The unfairness is defined as max of x1, x2, and so on up to xk minus minimum of x1, x2, and so on xk. Where max denotes the largest integer, as you know, among the elements. It denotes smallest element among the elements. Select k integers from the array such that its unfairness is minimized and return minimized unfairness value. So this is the question description. So just read it twice. Okay, break it down, break the questions. So the first thing you need to do is whenever there is a problem description, try to break it. Okay, try to read it in parts. That means the function accepts an integer array of length n and an integer k. Okay, so this part is clear, right? So this part is completed. In the question part, the first part is completed. Okay, similarly, try to break down the other parts. Try to break down the other parts so it would be easy. Don't worry about reading the size. So if he passes the array, then we can find out the size from using size function, right? I mean array.length or length of the array. So there is no need to worry about the size. For some problems, he might pass the size also, but for few problems, he will just pass the array. We need to find out the size of it. Yes, k value should be read from the user. I mean, it is passed to the function basically. So for our practice, we are taking the input, but in the exam, you won't be taking the input. You will be just using those input variables in the arguments and then solve the question. Okay, so don't do that mistake. I'm repeating it again. If there is a function given and you need to implement that function, in that case, you will be not reading the inputs. Okay, you will be just using the arguments and then solve your code. So try to read the question and try to break it down and understand like what it is asking, what could be the input value and what would be the expected output value. Okay, try to have an image, answer yourself. Then after that, I will be giving you the input output and the corresponding explanation. And then in that case, you can ensure that whether your thinking is correct or not. No, here see, the max number is nothing but it is the largest integer among the selected numbers, selected k elements, not the complete array. No, it is not in the sorted order. Among the k elements, we need to consider the maximum number and minimum number. Yeah. No, don't be in a hurry to solve it. Yes, let's say if k is 3. So if there are 3 elements 10, 20, 30, then we do max of 10, 20, 30 minus min of 10, 20, 30. Yes, exactly. But yeah. No, this is not the correct answer, Satish. Let's say if k is 3. Yeah. So don't be in a hurry. Just try to understand it. Don't write the code now. Just try to understand it, understand the question. After displaying the input, output, and the explanation, then you can start writing your code. So I'll give 2 more minutes and then give the input output. Yes, user should pass the value of k. Yes. Yeah, the exact 3 numbers. Yeah, that is the case. I mean, that is the problem statement, right? So which 3 numbers you will be choosing to get the unfairness such that the unfairness is minimized. So that is the problem statement. So it can be, you can choose random k elements from the array. Yes, for some test cases, like there is no need to, return the array, return the list in space separated. But for few questions, he may expect that the output is in space separated. But mostly, it ignores it. It ignores the brackets. So don't worry about it. So if not, I will be telling you the how to return the space separated integers. In that case, you need to join it with the space, so it becomes a string. So we can not array and we can take k by 2 elements left to mid and k by 2 elements from mid plus side, so that we can get one. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Girish, okay, so try to implement it. I'm going to give you the input, output, and the explanation. So in that case, you can modify this thing, or else it would be correct. Example, they give input, output, or not an explanation. They will give you input, output, and explanation. Rajnikant, yes, maybe. It doesn't maintain the same order every time. Yes. Okay, fine. So let me give you the input and output so that all the doubts would be clear. So note is here. So we're saying that 1 less than or equal to k less than or equal to n. That means the k value will be starting from 1. It is starting from 1 and up to n. So the k value can be ranging from 1 to the size of the array. Okay, to the size of the array. So it doesn't work, right? If the array size is 3 and the k value is 4, so in that case it is pointless. There are no you cannot select the 4 random elements from the size of 3 array. Okay, getting my point? So that is the case. In order to avoid that, he is giving you the note. so that it would be easy to implement the logic without any problems. So the input 10, 100, 300, 200, 1000, 20, and 30, and the k value is 3. Okay, and the output is 20. The output is 20. So now look at the explanation. What he's saying is the minimum unfairness is max of 10, 20, 30 minus min of 10, 20, 30. So that is 30 minus 10, right? 30 minus 10 is 20. So that is the reason the answer is 20. So he is choosing 10, 20, 30. The combination 10, 20, and 30. So he is choosing this combination. So the k value is 3. So we need to choose 3 elements randomly from this list in such a way that the unfairness is less or minimized. So now try to we choose randomly. Yes. All the elements are positive. Yes.
Question input output అన్ని ఉంటాయి చూడాలా.
So the output will be changing.
Question రాసినావా?
I mean, output will be changing. No, output will be same because we are randomly selecting. Yeah, you need to choose in such a way that you get the least number. I mean, see, you can choose, for example, I would say if you choose 10, 100, and 300. So what is the maximum number? 300. What is the minimum number? 10. So 300 minus 10 is 290. So 290, you are getting 290. And if you take another combination as 300, 200, and 100, max minus min is 300 minus 100 is 200. So 200 is less than 290. So we are getting a better values when we choose different combinations. So he's asking that one particular combination which gives you the minimized number. Okay, so instead of all the combinations, he's just asking for the minimized value itself. Might be. Yeah. Now, yeah, first case small values. Not exactly. Yeah, select first k values as input, sir. Sort it and select first k small values. No, Abhishek. I mean, it might fail for a few test cases. We create the array of elements which are the process of max min, and then repeating this process, we'll get the final array as an output. In that, we will choose the minimum value rate. No. Yeah, I mean, yes, you can consider the all combinations. I mean, you can consider the all combinations and find out the max minus min and push that answer into the array. And finally, after the combinations of all the elements, return the minimum value from that array. Even that will work. Even that works. Typecast into set and get subsets binary search problem. Not exactly. Substrings, not substrings, to sort it and select first case small values. When does this do not work? So for example, I will tell you, I have an input value as 157 and the minimum value, yeah, 67, 68, 69. So in this case, so you people are saying that sorted. So it is in the sorted order. So you need to consider the least first k elements. So what is the maximum number here? 7 minus minimum number is 1. So you are getting 6 in this case. But in this case, 67, 68, 69, what is the maximum value you have? 69 minus what is the minimum value you have? 67. So in this case, you are getting 2. So which is the minimum value? This combination, right? 67, 68, 69 is the least combination, right? Got it? Got the test case? Yeah. So you need to consider this also. Like your approach was correct. I mean, for few test cases. Yeah, once again. So see, look at this test case. So like some of your friends have told that we need to sort the list and we need to consider the first 3 elements. I mean, the first 3 least elements, so that you'll get the answer. So if you consider the first 3 least elements, so what you are getting 7 minus 1, right? Maximum number is 7, minimum number is 1. So 7 minus 1 is 6. But what I'm saying is, if I consider 67, 68, 69, I'm getting the least value than 6, right? So 157 would not be the correct answer every time. I mean, the first 3 elements will not be correct answer every time. So that is the case. So try to give the input. I mean, these 2 different inputs. If your code is working for these 2 inputs, then it's fine. Another array and do the process again, and the last value will be unfairness again. So let's consider maximum minimum of both left and right of mid values and compare the mid value and print that. What is the output of second input? Yeah, the output is 2. The answer is 2. So the length would be, I mean, it can be anything. Like it can have 70, I mean, like random values. So you need to consider. Okay, so got my point. So what I would do is, I mean, what is the approach? That the sorting is correct, because when you sort the elements, so in that case only you can get the answer in a like kind of in an easier way, instead of randomly choosing the numbers from 10, 20, 30. So like few test cases are working, right? I mean, the first 3 elements, so most of the test cases would be that, and the remaining would be uh, base cases. Okay, so in this case 157, 67, 68, 69, what I would do is, first I would compare, I mean the 157, I would consider 157 and apply the logic. I mean, max of 157 minus min of 157. Then after finding it out, I would compare it with a variable, whether it is small or not. If it is small, I will assign it. Then 5767. I would compare this, because there can be any combination, right? From this list of sorted elements, there can be any combinations. So for this problem, we are getting the combination here, 67, 68, 69, right? we are getting here. So it could be here also 767, 68, 57, 67. Okay. So in that case, what I'm doing is I'm comparing the three elements: the first three, second three, third three, and fourth three. Okay. Fourth three. So you need to go 4 iterations here. Right? You need to go 4 iterations. Okay. So please mute yourself. Yeah. So I will write the code. So just look at it. Okay, I'm just reading the array elements and the k value. I'm passing the array elements and the k value. So I'm taking a variable, with some value. I will tell you why I'm taking it. I would be comparing it every time to check whether my number is lesser than this number or not. So I would sort my array in ascending order, and then I would traverse it for I in range of length of array minus k plus 1. I will tell you why this minus k plus 1. I'm taking a temporary list with elements starting from I to I plus k. Right? I told you, right? I'm taking the combination of first three, second three, third three. So in that case, I'm using this slicing operation. So now I will find out the maximum number from this temporary list and minimum number from this temporary list. And I'm checking if f is less than result. Right? If f is less than result, I'm assigning the value of result f. Then return result. Now I will explain you. So just a minute. Why I have taken that particular thing. Just a minute. Yeah. So if you observe here, let us consider this particular test case itself. Right? Consider this test case itself. So what I'm doing initially, ignore this variable, result is this thing, array dot sort. So I'm sorting the array. So after sorting this array, what will be the output? 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, and 1000. 10, 20, 30, 100, 200, 300, and 1000. So this will be my sorted array. Now I'm iterating over this array. Okay, I'm iterating over this array. So I need to check 3 values, right? 3 values. So how many comparisons will it take? First, in first iteration, it will consider 10, 20, 30. In second iteration, it will consider 20, 30, 100. In third iteration, it will consider 30, 100, 200. In fourth iteration, 1, 2, 3. In fourth iteration, it will consider 100, 200, and 300. In the fifth iteration, it will consider 200, 300, 1000. Will it go to sixth iteration? No, because we don't have 3 elements, right? We don't have 3 elements. So it will give array index out of bounds if you consider the size up to length of array. So in that case, it will give you array index out of bounds. So till where you need to traverse, I mean for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for 7 elements, right? For the 7 elements, 7 minus 3 plus 1, that is 4 plus 1, 5. You need to have 5 iterations. For example, if you have 4 elements, 10, 20, and 30, 40, and the k value is 2. So the number of iterations would be length of array. 4 minus k plus 1 is 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So what are the 3 iterations? That is of k size 2, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40. Right? So that is the reason I have taken this condition here in order to avoid the array index out of bounds. Now what I'm taking this particular elements into temporary array. That is starting from I, that is 0, 0 plus k, that is 0 plus 3 is up to 3. So 0, 1, 2. In the next iteration, it will take 1, 2, 3. In the next iteration, it will take 2, 3, 4, like this in the temporary array. Now I'm finding out maximum element from the temporary array and minimum element from the temporary array. And I am checking whether this particular value is less than this value, result value. If it is lesser, then I am assigning result equal to f. Similarly, for the next case, it will compare it with this particular least element. Okay, getting my point? So you can take this code if you want. Yeah, guys. So try to take this solution. So if you have any doubts, we can discuss it in the next session. So try to take a picture or of this code so that we can discuss it in the later sessions. So if you have any doubts, we shall discuss it in the next class. So yeah.